Warning: the witching hour may contain material that can be disturbing to some listeners. Listeners' discretion is advised.
What is up, everybody? My name is I6, if you did not know that already. And, first things first, I gotta turn that down. Anyways, like I said, my name is I6, if you did not know that already. Welcome to the Witching Hour. You will find us on YouTube and twitch.tv/i6 if you guys are interested in seeing it live. I highly recommend you guys stop by and interact with us. Let us know your opinions and thoughts on things like this. And it'll definitely be interesting to hear some of what you guys have to say. Today we're on episode 5 of the top 6 most haunted places in America. We're going down alphabetical order on each state. Today we're on California. So, it says, when most people think about California, first things that comes to mind is usually sunshine, Hollywood, and the golden beaches. However, the Golden State has a much darker side to it and is home to some of the most haunted locations in the country. Are you prepared? Let's now take a moment to explore the top 6 most haunted locations in California. And before we get started on all that, I'd like to recommend that if you guys are on YouTube, be sure to hit the subscribe button, show the love, guys, hit the notification so you can see whenever I upload more stuff. And if you would like to see it live, come check me out on twitch.tv/i6. Everything, including the website that I am getting this off of, which is hauntedrooms.com/California/haunted All this is going to be linked into the description of the video on YouTube. And as of right now, everything is said to be true unless stated otherwise. So, let's see. Number 1, the Glen Tavern Inn, Santa Paula. The Glen Tavern Inn in Santa Paula was built in 1911 in an old English style. It is a beautiful building, but it could be described as having somewhat ugly past. The history of the Glen Tavern Inn is rich and colorful, with a hefty dose of dark and seedy moments. It's a fascinating building, once frequented by the Stars, which fell on hard times after the Prohibition was introduced. And the 3rd floor became a speakeasy brothel. Wee woo, what's up, wee woo? I'll edit that part out. Anyways, back to what I was saying. The 3rd floor became a speakeasy, a brothel, and a gambling den. This is likely to have triggered the majority of the paranormal activities reported. Young Blake. Yeah, I know. We was just talking about him, Blake. One of the most well-known hotspots is room 307, which is haunted by 2 ghosts, a cowboy known as Calvin, and a prostitute. Because that's just what you want your shit to be haunted by. Calvin is the tall, thin, wearing a white shirt and sporting long hair and a goatee beard. He's been seen walking through walls and often captured in photographs taken by the guest. Now, if you guys are interested, that is definitely one of those situations where I could look up the photograph and see if I could find a picture of, what's his name? Glenn. I could look up pictures of, what's his name? Calvin? Calvin and the prostitute. I can look up pictures if it's necessary, but this one didn't really give a lot of information about the story. It just said, there's a cowboy and a prostitute in room 307. They're a ghost. Okay, nothing spectacular there. I could say there's a cowboy and a prostitute in one of my houses here. So this is all word to mouth from what I could tell from right here. Number 2, East 8 Mile Road, Stockton. Eminem. Sorry. One of California's most haunted sites is not a building, but a stretch of road. It says eat, but I'm pretty sure they meant east. East 8 Mile Road, to be exact. It is said to be there is a spirit of a witch who appears on the road. Many heavy goods vehicles drivers have reported a scary woman in a tattered white dress standing in the middle of a carriageway. Legend states that if you turn back and take a second look at the phantom, you will see a spirit sitting on your back seat. There's also reports of a Native American girl wandering the road on the night of the full moon and locals say that she can be heard screaming in the night. It's no wonder paranormal fans love the idea of a haunted road trip along the East 8 Mile Road. Here's the thing with that. It straight up just said, legend states, which means this is, in fact, a word-to-mouth kind of thing. There's no proof of this. Unlike the first one where they said they had pictures and stuff, where I guess I could probably look up some of the pictures, or I'll have it clipped at the end of this video on YouTube whenever it gets posted on YouTube. But as for this one, Native Americans, I mean, it's one of those situations where you gotta be careful about it, because a lot of people believe that Native American spirits are super strong, so it's kind of hard to determine what's going on there. But as for the legend about the witch that you drive past and you turn around and she's in your car, I think that's a load of bullshit, and I think most people would as well. Let's see. The Winchester Mystery House, San Jose. The Winchester Mystery House is one property that certainly lives up to its fearsome reputation. Construction began in 1884 and it was never really stopped until the owner, Sarah Winchester, I've actually heard of this one before and I want to visit it, passed away on September 5th, 1922. It is believed that she spent around $5 million on construction. $5 million in 1884 is a fuckload of money today. Why? Because Sarah was convinced that her home was haunted by all the victims killed by a Winchester rifle. The only way to quiet the spirits is to keep on building. Sarah may have been correct, because since the mansion was opened up to the public in 1923, staff and visitors alike have reported several mischievous spirits in the building. Like I said, I've heard about the Winchester Mystery House. It's kind of a cool place because I've seen videos and stuff like that, and I'll post a picture of it somewhere in this video. But this is one of those houses where there's doors everywhere. It's a huge building. Like I said, $5 million in construction, and in 1884, that's a lot of money. So it's a big building, and if you keep running, opening up the doors, there's doors that lead to brick walls. There's doors that just lead to sudden drop-offs in like 3 stories, 2 stories. It's a crazy house that never got complete. And it's dangerous to begin with. But a lot of people, including, I believe, ghost hunters and paranormal investigations and all that stuff, have all done episodes of it. So if you want to look it up, just go to YouTube, look up the Winchester Mystery House ghost hunting, and you'll find all kinds of shit on it. Let's see. Number 4, Los Coaches Adobe Soledad. Never even heard of that. This might be one of California's most terrifyingly haunted places in the early days. It was a site of a mine. However, one day a horrific accident caused over 30 mine workers to be trapped in a collapse. All of them lost their lives. A tragedy like that has to leave a stain on the very land. So it is little wonder that this place is haunted. Locals and visitors alike have heard screams of trapped miners emanating from the old well on the property, and there's also numerous reports of a lady in black and a male phantom walking around the grounds. Some even claim to have seen the ghost of a man hanging from a tree just on the property's boundaries. I've actually heard about this one a lot as well. I listen to a lot of podcasts, especially while I'm driving, and one of the podcasts I listen to is called Weird Darkness, and they've mentioned this one before, and they spent like days trying to rescue these miners that got trapped in this collapse, and I think they were only able to rescue like 4. So that means somewhere in this place, there's 20 plus minor bodies still trapped in there. And if you're any kind of believer in any kind of paranormal or anything like that, then that's definitely grounds for some kind of haunting, whether it's malicious or just a residual, like, I'm here, notice me, and they're trying to make sure they're noticed, or they're just trying to, what they think, they're trying to continue their life. San Francisco. Ooh, Alcatraz. Everybody knows Alcatraz. Let's go. Few structures in the world are as infamous as Alcatraz. Prisons are often a haven for restless spirits. Yes, and Alcatraz is no different. Before I continue on, me and young Blake, he was on yesterday's episode, or episode 4, and we was talking about how I didn't even mention prisons, and I don't know why I didn't, but schools, churches, hospitals, insane asylums, prisons, stuff like that are crazy for, like, it's almost guaranteed that they are haunted in some way, shape, or form, because there's so many emotions going on in all those places, especially hospitals and like Alcatraz. People dying, people being set free, people having babies, you know, all this good and bad stuff going on, people living, people dying. There's so many emotions going on. These emotions kind of trigger all this stuff, and it makes it more of a hot spot for spirits to kind of manifest and do their thing. And Alcatraz, I've seen plenty of investigations at Alcatraz, and I wish I could do one myself, but I definitely, without even reading on, I definitely believe that Alcatraz is haunted. And I don't think it is just spirits trying to live their normal life, or spirits that just don't know that they're dead. I think that it's legitimately, like, Alcatraz was for the worst of the worst. So I think these are just all malicious, piled into one little clusterfuck of a building. Says this former high security prison is probably more likely to be haunted given the conditions when it was in operation. Coupled with the dangerous criminals housed within the walls, the entire building is soaked in fear, regret, anger, pain, and death. The perfect receipt for restless souls and much darker entities. See, that's exactly what I was talking about. Those ones, fear, regret, anger, pain, death, along with, you know, happiness and life, and along with those are big emotions that radiate a lot of energy. So I feel like those are some of those things that could help continuously manifest. And then, especially when they do tours and stuff, people are freaking out, and that's just more energy that they're getting in. The prison is like a breeding ground for the paranormal. One of the most feared presences on the island is known simply as the Thing. This entity is said to have red glowing eyes, and it has been seen not only by visitors today, but by the prisoners and staffs when Alcatraz was in operation. And I heard about that one as well. A lot of people believe that the Thing is a demonic creature that basically absorbs all those emotions that they're talking about, fear, regret, anger, pain, death, all that, and it's just using that to continuously manifest itself and haunt the place. Other common reports detail disembodied voices, sobbing, screams, banging of cell doors, and putrid smells. Smells is a big one for demonic. For what people believe is demonic spirits. Smells is a big one, because a lot of people claim when there's a demonic presence around, they can smell sulfur. So I believe that as well, which some say indicate, see? Putrid smells, which some say indicate demonic presence. What did I just say? Come on, I know a little bit of what I'm talking about. Visitors have experienced being touched, feeling cold spots, and even having emotional outbursts of either sadness or anger. Story of my life. Some have even said that they encounter apparitions who spoke to them of abuse at the hands of guards and other inmates. That's kind of strange. If it was me, if I had some kind of apparition come up to me and try and talk to me, my ass, I would have my phone up and I would be recording that shit. Because like me and young Blake was talking about, if someone could get viable, like undeniable proof, and proof that videos or photos or whatever is not doctored in any kind of way, if you could have undeniable proof of spirits, excuse me, oh fuck me, anyways, if you could have undeniable proof of spirits or any kind of anything like that, you have just proven that there is life after death and that something happens after death, and you are fucking loaded. You're famous. You're loaded. People, you'll be known around the world almost instantly. Oh shit. And you'll, like he mentioned though, you'll probably be killed. Because I feel like that's some of the things that people you don't want to get out, that there's some kind of life after death, something after death. But if you could get proof of that, then you're set, at least until you die. Alright, number 6, Queen Mary Hotel in Long Beach. And there's rooms available. This website says there's rooms available. If anyone is wondering, if you're interested in haunted shit, this looks like a ship. So the Ghost Mary Hotel, Long Beach. It is recognized as not only one of the most haunted locations in California, many believe it to be one of the most haunted hotels in the world. Before we continue, I'm a big fan of, obviously I'm a big fan of paranormal shit. Sorry, my wallet was hurting my ass. I am a big fan of paranormal stuff. So I watch a lot of paranormal shows, I listen to a lot of paranormal podcasts, I look up videos, I look up pictures, I investigate myself, I do all this crazy shit. It's not really that crazy yet, but one of them that I've seen is Jack Osborne. I cannot remember his show for the name of me. Him and Kelly Osborne stayed the night in the ship by themselves, and they got some pretty interesting results and pretty convincing results, actually. I highly recommend looking that up. It is the Queen Mary Hotel. It says the former ocean liner is now permanently docked at Long Beach, where it serves as a very popular hotel with paranormal researchers and others interested in the supernatural. The ship is incredibly haunted, and we could not even begin to document all the strange events that have occurred in this one summer. However, we can touch on some of the most common hauntings. The first-class swimming pool is haunted by 2 female spirits who is said to have drowned in 1930s and the 1960s, respectively. They have both been seen as apparitions, and visiting psychics have said they feel a negative presence coming from the changing rooms. There are also reports of a lady in white in the Queen's Salon, a male in the 1930s attire, and first-class suites, and the sounds of children playing near the storage room. These are only a handful of reports of paranormal disturbances on board. Yes, I've heard that the St. Mary Hotel has a lot, and I mean a lot, of reports. And actually, I think what I'm going to do is, after I'm done with this season, I guess you could call it, whatever you want to call it, with the 50, with the top 6 most haunted locations in all states. After I'm done with that, I may end up doing an entire episode on just the Queen Mary Hotel. But to go back to some of the reports I've been talking about, again, children spirits. Not only is it terrifying, but it is sad, because like Blake said yesterday, or on episode 4, that means that child has been taken early. They didn't get to experience a life like that, and they're stuck there. If there's sounds of children playing, then like there's just that's fucking, it's terrifying because they don't know that they're gone. As for the two that died and drowned, I believe that was covered in the Jack and Kelly Osbourne episode of the Paranormal Investigation TV show. Again, I cannot remember the name for the life of me, but I believe that was covered, and I think they were talking about feeling the presence of two female spirits, or at least two people in the not so much the changing room, but the pool itself. So I definitely think I'm going to do another episode on the Queen Mary Hotel and the Alcatraz. But as for the Queen Mary Hotel, I legitimately, personally, I feel like it's haunted in some way, shape, or form, but I cannot give definite, you know what I mean? I can't give a definite answer because, again, I've never been there. But I definitely plan on trying, for sure. Now, back to everything. That was episode 5 of The Witching Hour, top most haunted places in top 6 most haunted places in each state of America. This was California. If you guys enjoy it and you like what you see and you like the paranormal, we're not just going to stick with the states. We're going to go all over the paranormal spectrum, and they're going to get wild. I'm even going to go as far as showing some of my investigations and talking about some of my investigations as well. I'm also going to be putting these on YouTube, and after about 5 episodes uploaded to YouTube, actually, after I edit 5 episodes and I start uploading to YouTube, I'm going to also start submitting them to other podcast platforms, Spotify, Pandora, you fucking name it, I'm going to have it. So if you guys are interested, subscribe to YouTube, hit the follow button on Twitch. Hopefully I see you guys in the next podcast, which, if all goes well, it should only be a couple days. But as for the podcast, stay sick, guys. I'll see you in the next one.
Warning: the witching hour may contain material that can be disturbing to some listeners. Listeners' discretion is advised.